Welcome to the Oreo Cookie Factory. This is where the magic happens, where millions of the world's favorite cookies are born every single day, crafted with incredible precision and a whole lot of care. Today, I'm thrilled to take you on an exclusive, step-by-step journey through the entire process. We're going to see how an Oreo cookie goes from simple, raw ingredients to the iconic, perfectly packaged treat you know and love. So are you ready? Let's begin our journey inside the factory. It all starts right here, outside the main receiving area. This is the first stop for every single ingredient that will eventually become an Oreo. A fleet of trucks arrives daily, each one carrying the fundamental building blocks of our cookie. We're talking massive quantities of high-quality flour, pure cane sugar, rich cocoa powder, and specialized vegetable oils. It's a non-stop, highly coordinated operation to ensure the factory is always supplied. As soon as a truck backs into the loading bay, our dedicated receiving team springs into action. They're not just unloading, they're conducting the first of many quality checks. Watch as they carefully unload these huge sacks and containers. Every single bag of flour, every barrel of oil, every shipment of cocoa is meticulously inspected upon arrival. We're checking for proper seals, correct labeling, and any signs of damage during transit. Nothing gets past this initial checkpoint unless it meets our exacting standards, but the inspection doesn't stop there. Before any ingredient is accepted into the factory, a sample is taken and sent directly to our on-site quality assurance lab. This is where science meets baking. Here, skilled lab technicians perform a series of rigorous tests. They're analyzing the flour's protein content and moisture levels, ensuring the sugar has the perfect crystal size for that classic Oreo texture, and verifying the cocoa powder's richness and color. It's this fanatical attention to detail that guarantees every Oreo tastes exactly as you expect it to. Only after passing every single test with flying colors does an ingredient get the green light. Once approved, the ingredients are ready to be moved into storage. But we don't just stack them in a warehouse. Here, a state-of-the-art robotic system takes over. These automated carriers efficiently and gently transport the sacks and containers to massive, climate-controlled storage silos. Each ingredient has its own dedicated silo to prevent any cross-contamination and to maintain optimal freshness. This high-tech system not only ensures efficiency, but also plays a crucial role in our food safety protocols, minimizing human contact with the raw ingredients. Now, let's talk about the heart of the Oreo, that rich, dark, chocolatey cookie wafer. It all begins in the mixing room. The journey starts when the precise amounts of flour, sugar, and our special blend of cocoa powder are automatically dispensed from the storage silos into colossal mixing vats. These mixers are industrial giants, capable of handling thousands of pounds of ingredients at a time. The dry ingredients are first blended together to ensure the cocoa and sugar are evenly distributed throughout the flour. This step is critical for achieving the uniform color and flavor of every single cookie. With the dry ingredients perfectly mixed, it's time to introduce the wet components. A carefully measured amount of water and a unique blend of vegetable oils are piped into the vats. The mixing blades, which are more like giant paddles, begin to turn, gently combining everything. The process is computer-controlled to the second. The mixing speed and duration are precisely calibrated. We don't want to overmix, which could make the dough tough. The goal is to create a smooth, consistent, and pliable dough that has that signature deep, dark Oreo color. It's a beautiful, chocolatey transformation. Once the dough reaches the perfect consistency, it's ready for the next stage. It's transported from the mixers, not by hand, but through a system of enclosed conveyors. This maintains the dough as temperature and protects it from any contaminants as it travels to the sheeting line. Here, the large masses of dough are fed into a machine called a sheeter. A series of heavy, polished steel rollers work their magic, pressing and rolling the dough into a long, continuous, and incredibly thin sheet. The thickness of this sheet is monitored by lasers to ensure it's uniform down to the millimeter. This precision is key to getting that perfect cookie crunch. Now for one of the most recognizable parts of the process, the stamping. The long sheet of chocolate dough glides onto another conveyor belt that passes under a rotary cutter. This isn't just any cutter, it's a large cylinder embossed with the iconic Oreo design. As the cylinder rolls over the dough sheet, it simultaneously cuts out the round cookie shapes and imprints the classic, detailed pattern onto the top of each one. The leftover dough, known as scrap, isn't wasted. It's automatically collected and sent right back to the beginning of the mixing process to be incorporated into a new batch. It's a zero-waste system. The newly stamped, unbaked wafers now look like Oreos, but they're still soft and doughy. To get that famous snap, they need a trip through the oven. The cookies travel on a massive, moving metal conveyor belt that carries them slowly through an industrial oven that can be over 300 feet long. That's the length of a football field. Inside, the temperature is perfectly controlled across different zones. The cookies are baked for a very specific amount of time, ensuring they are cooked all the way through without burning. This baking process is what gives the Oreo its distinctive crispness and deepens that chocolatey flavor. As the hot, fragrant wafers emerge from the other end of the oven, they're not quite ready for their cream filling. They need to cool down. They continue their journey on open-air cooling conveyors. These conveyors are often multi-tiered, winding back and forth to save space while giving the cookies enough time to cool down to room temperature. Proper cooling is essential. If the cookies are too warm when the cream is applied, the filling will melt and slide right off, creating a huge mess and an imperfect cookie. So we let them take a leisurely, breezy ride until they're just right. While the cookie wafers are baking and cooling, a parallel process is happening to create the sweet, creamy filling that sits at the center of every Oreo. In separate mixing vats, we combine powdered sugar, vegetable oil, and that secret blend of flavorings that gives the cream its unique and unmistakable taste. The ingredients are whipped together at high speed until they form a light, fluffy, and perfectly smooth cream. The consistency has to be just right, firm enough to hold its shape, but soft enough to provide that delightful contrast to the crunchy cookie. Now it's time for the two halves to become whole. This is where the cookie and cream finally meet. The cooled chocolate wafers arrive at the filling station. Here, they're flipped over by a clever machine so the bottom wafers are facing up. They pass under a depositor that uses stencils and nozzles to squirt the perfect, round dollop of cream onto the center of each wafer. It's a symphony of mechanical precision. At the exact same moment, another stream of wafers, the top cookies, are brought in on an overhead conveyor and gently placed on top of the cream, completing the sandwich. But are they perfect? That's what the next station is for. As the newly assembled Oreos continue down the line, they pass through an automated inspection system. High-speed cameras and sensors scan every single cookie. They check for things like alignment. Is the top cookie perfectly centered? Is there the right amount of cream? Is the cookie broken or chipped? Any cookie that doesn't meet the strict quality criteria is automatically identified and gently pushed off the line by a puff of air. These rejected cookies aren't wasted, but they won't be packaged for sale. Only the best of the best make it through. The perfect Oreos are now ready for packaging. They are first channeled into neat rows and then fed into a stacking machine. This machine arranges them into the familiar stacks you see when you open a sleeve of Oreos. It's fascinating to watch the cookies being organized so quickly and efficiently. From there, the stacks are sent to the wrapping machine. A long roll of the signature blue Oreo film is fed into the machine, which then wraps, seals, and cuts the film around each stack, creating the individual packages. The whole process is completely automated to ensure hygiene and speed. Finally, the wrapped packages of Oreos are sent to the final stage, boxing and palletizing. The individual sleeves are automatically collected and placed into the cardboard boxes you see on store shelves. These boxes are then sealed and labeled, but it's not over yet. A robotic arm then picks up these boxes and stacks them neatly onto pallets, creating large, stable units that are ready for shipping. These pallets are wrapped for security and then loaded onto trucks, ready to make their way to warehouses, distribution centers, and finally, to a store near you. And there you have it, from simple ingredients arriving by truck, through a maze of mixers, ovens, and conveyors, to the final packaged cookie ready to be enjoyed. It's a journey of precision, quality, and a little bit of factory magic. The next time you twist, lick, and dunk an Oreo, you'll know the incredible story behind how it was made. Thanks so much for joining us on this tour of the Oreo factory. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing behind-the-scenes videos.